Today's story is about a president who left office but didn't want to leave everything behind. After the Watergate scandal, President Richard Nixon resigned in 1974. When he left the White House, he took with him thousands of documents and tape recordings from his time as president. These included important conversations and materials connected to major government decisions. Welcome to Once Upon a Case, because the law isn't just for lawyers, it's for everyone. Soon after, Congress passed a law that allowed the government to take control of those presidential materials. The goal was to preserve them, review them, and make sure important historical records were not lost. Nixon strongly objected. He argued that those papers and tapes were his personal property. He believed the government was unfairly targeting him and violating his rights. To him, these materials belonged to him, not the public. The government disagreed. They argued that these were not just personal items. These were official presidential records, and they were important for history, accountability, and public trust, especially because they were tied to the Watergate scandal. So the issue went to the Supreme Court. The question was simple: can government take control of a former president's records? The Supreme Court said yes. The court ruled that the law was valid and served an important public purpose. It did not unfairly single Nixon out, and it helped preserve materials that were important to the nation. While Nixon did have some privacy concerns, the court said those concerns were outweighed by the government's need to keep and review the records. In the end, Nixon did not get to keep full control over his presidential papers and tapes. The takeaway is this: a president does not have absolute ownership over official records after leaving office. Some material are considered part of the public record, and the government can step in to preserve them for history. And that's the story of Nixon versus Administrator of General Services. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this story, follow along for more. See you on the next episode.